What's up? Welcome to the Comfort Stop. I'm Rick Rock, and we're going to talk everything from postal stuff, being a mailman. Did I look bad when I said mailman? Like being a mailman or being a mailman? God, that's where it's gone. You know, back in the day, it was probably like, being a mailman. And now it's just like, we're going to talk being a mailman. But anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about being a mailman or a mail lady. And we're going to talk about just your personal life, because you can't wear the mailman costume all of the day. So how can you talk about postal stuff all of the day? Anyways, this podcast is just my thoughts, what I think. And my opinions don't reflect the NALC or the Postal Service. It's just that free mind, those free thoughts. Man, I could hear like with this microphone, I could hear like my mouth is talking inside of my mouth. It's like Pop Rocks. You guys ever eat Pop Rocks? And you're like, what the fuck is going on in my mouth? There was a story one time, man, when we were kids, me and my older sister, Kari, we used to go to these flea markets. And man, this is when we were little kids. We used to go to the flea market. And I remember one time we went to the flea market in Alameda, California, and it was like right by the base. And we bought Pop Rocks, and they were watermelon flavor, and we fucking had a station wagon, and it was almost like the station wagon. It couldn't have been no better than the station wagon on National Lampoon's Vacation. That big station wagon. It was a Volare, a 1976 Volare with wood paneling on the side. And we bought some Pop Rocks, like a couple packs of Pop Rocks. And God, we ate a whole bag of Pop Rocks, and it was probably 90 degrees in the car, because I don't think that car had air conditioning, but we were sitting in the back seat eating Pop Rocks. And all I remember is when we got home, damn, I had the worst headache ever. And to this day, I can't eat anything watermelon. Anything watermelon flavor, watermelon taste just doesn't do it for me. But it's because of those Pop Rocks. And, man, hopefully the sound doesn't come through. It's so weird. But anyway, we're going to dive in. Man, I got to give a shout out. I got to give a shout out to a coworker. My coworker, Wilma. Man, Wilma, what's up, Wilma? Are you listening out there? I got to give you a shout out. I was taking my 10-minute break, and she came over on break. She's in the other section. So there's 3 sections. She came over from the first section and was just like telling me, man, I listened to the podcast, and it's so funny. And man, she's so cool. Like, Wilma, what's up, Wilma? Her and Leo, her husband, they work at the post office too. And man, good people. They throw a hell of a Christmas party. So, man, if you could ever get invited to that Christmas party, man, go to the Christmas party. It's off the hook. Karaoke, yeah, it's off the hook. But yeah, she came up and she enjoyed the podcast, and she was telling me, she had an appointment, and she was waiting for her appointment, and she was just watching the podcast, and she was just laughing. And I was like, oh man, that makes me feel good. You were laughing. Just breathe. Just breathe. When you're out there on the street, just breathe. Just breathe. Um, so shout out to Wilma. Um, man, yeah. It doesn't matter who's listening. It doesn't even matter. Man, just talk. I'm just gonna talk about whatever. Um, you ever have one of those friends that call you and it's like, you know, you have that best friend that you guys talk on the phone like uh, maybe 3 times a year. It feels like 3 times a year, but it's probably not. Um, but he moved my. I have a buddy, one of my cousins, man. Filipinos, they call everybody their cousin. So if you're like, you know, if you hang around with like Filipino people, like at your work, especially at the post office, there's probably a lot of Filipino people there, but they they always say, cuz, hey cousin, 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 hey cousin. They ain't really cousins, but they're cousins. But I got a cousin, and he moved to Louisiana. His name's John Lujan. John Lujan, if you're out there somewhere, man, I got to give you a shout out, John. John Lujan. Fuck, man. He hits me up on the route sometimes, and there's sometimes I'm out there on the route and I'm just, man, lost in thought. And like he'll just give me a call and we'll just bullshit. Thank God for earpieces, but we'll just bullshit. And man, you ever have those friends where you talk to them like twice a year or 3 times a year, and when you talk to them, you just laugh the whole time? Like, I swear to God, like I'm delivering mail, just cracking up, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get fired if somebody sees me laughing like this. I'm gonna get fired, laughing hard, But John, tell him I'm not lying. But yeah, he's my that's my cousin. Yeah, John Lujan. But we talk about Filipino people, and one of the big things that we talk about is Joe Coy is not funny. Like, he might be funny to like some people, like Joe Coy's funny, like, but me and John have this conversation. Like, Joe Coy is not funny. Like, all the jokes that what is his name? Joe Coy? All the jokes that Joe Coy, all the jokes that Joe Coy tells are fucking stories that Filipinos have been talking about for fucking decades. And now all of a sudden he thinks it's funny? Like, that shit's old. Yeah, it's fucking old. So, man, we talk like the shit that we talk about, like, probably in another 10 years, fucking Joe Coy will fucking catch up to what we're talking about, right, John? You think? Fuck. He's fucking not. He's not funny. He's not funny. Because all the jokes that Joy Coy, all the jokes that Joy Coy he tells is old joke about nurses and saving bags and cooking rice. Everybody knows how to cook rice with the finger. Like, it's so old. I think I was 14, something like that, and I told my parents how to cook rice with the finger line. Like, it's not funny. And your uncle, like, oh, my uncle's a mailman. Like, it's not funny. It's not even funny. Get some new joke, Joy Coy. Shit's not funny. But anyway, man, we got to talk about the recap on like some of the podcasts that I've been listening to. Also, like, I listen to From Made to Arbitration, listen to Richie Ray, the Hot House. Welcome to the Hot House, cause it's hot in the Hot House with Richie Ray. It's hot in here. Drinking coffee. Anyway, and I listened to the Ron Speakman. Yo, Ron Speakman. Anyway, those are the 3 podcasts. I've got in a little rotation, and I got part of the problem with Dave Smith, Dan Bongino. I'm listening to Dan Bongino, and man, he had his last episode. Fucking sucks. Now I got to fill that void. JRE. Same old podcast, but man, I listened to Corey's podcast. We'll talk about postal shit for a little bit. Man, he had David Noble on there, and like David Noble is like this old guy that ran for the NALC president, and he didn't win because we got this fucko in there. But man, I guess he's waiting for a decision from the federal courts, and he's got his fingers crossed for a runoff. So man, David Noble, man, if you get this runoff, who knows? Anything is fucking possible. That's what I say. Anything's possible. Can't count. I'm not counting you out. I mean, I won't count you out, pal. So, then you had like Mike Cariff. Mike Cariff's cool. Like, I think Mike Cariff's cool. Like, I learned about Mike Cariff on from Media Arbitration. Also, he's a cool dude. He's got a good vision, I think. No, he's got a good vision. But man, let's see how he executes. Like, he sits on the executive council too, and man, he's filing charges and stuff against Renfro. But it's whatever. My opinion on that is it's whatever, But I don't know. Michael Cariff, he said that if there was a runoff, that he would actually vote for Renfro again. And I was like, man, he would vote for fucking Renfro again? That's fucking weird. Like, damn. I wouldn't fucking I wouldn't vote for Renfro again. I don't understand. Like, but I guess he said that, because David Noble likes to sue the Postal Service, and he doesn't go to any branch meetings, that the Postal Service doesn't need that. But in my opinion, damn, the Postal Service doesn't need that, but god damn, they don't need Brian Renfro either. What the fuck has he done? Mike Cariff, what the fuck has Renfro done? You sit on the fucking executive council. You don't get any input. You guys didn't get no input on the fucking TA. Nothing. None of the language on shit. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Who gives a fuck? In my opinion, fucking, if fucking Noble sues the post office, fucking good. Go fucking have at it. Because we all know the Postal Service, when you try to sue the post office, they just fucking string you along because they got the fucking money to stall it out and just make you quit. Like, fuck, well, I'm going to go to court. I'm going to go to court against the post office. Oh, yeah, we're going to fucking go to court. And then fucking 3 years later, you're like, fuck this shit. I ain't got the money for this. I don't know, Mike. That shit's fucking, That shit's stupid as fuck, if you ask me. Like, fucking let him sue the post office. He ain't suing the fucking union. He looks like he sounds like he wants to fight for the fucking union. And for a guy that hung around fucking Sombrado for as long as he did, you got to think that he fucking picked something up. You know? That's like fucking hanging around with Michael Jordan and fucking you ain't learned shit. Hey, man, I'm gonna be caddying for fucking Tiger Woods. Fuck. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe I'll pick up some fucking tips. Tips. Tip. Maybe I'll pick something up. You gotta pick something up. Man, Sombrado? Vince Sombrado? Like, damn. Man, I was fucking rolling around with fucking Al Capone. Fuck. Hopefully I'll pick something up off that motherfucker. Like, you just don't hang around with these people and not learn something. Like, there's got to be something in the toolkit, don't you think? Mike? What is it? But anyway, I don't have no fucking... It's not like I'm going to do a hit 'em up against fucking Mike Cariff, but... Damn, that shit's fucking... I don't know, bud. You could lose some of your base there saying stuff like that. Like, I'd rather fucking take David Noble for the remainder, like, fucking maybe a year. Might be a year? Who cares? It's not like, you know? Man, Renfro, he's going to have this shit fucking... Renfro stays in. Man, hopefully he won't put that final nail in the fucking coffin on us. I'd rather have Noble in there and fucking just fucking roll. Just fucking roll until fucking 2026. But anyway, here's my opinion on Mike Cariff. My opinion on Mike Cariff, which means nothing because fucking I'm a nobody. But Mike Cariff, I think I've told a couple people that I know, Kenneth and Brandon, Dustin Shidla. Anyway, we talked about Mike Cariff, you know, and it's like, you know, with Mike Cariff, you know, you're running for the fucking president of the NALC, right? But in order to run for president of the NALC, like, you can't just be a fucking quarterback and fucking not have any fucking players around you. You can't fucking play fucking the dream team and just fucking 1v5, right? Like, man, I don't think, man, I just don't think Mike's gonna fucking, he's not gonna fucking roll. I don't think Mike's gonna roll all the way to the end of the election. Like, how? Like, dude, he doesn't even have a supporting cast. He doesn't have any wide receivers. He doesn't have any fucking defensive ends. He doesn't have a center. He doesn't have a tight end. It's just him. .42 fake. Man, he's just writing charges. Like, and what is that? Like, I know these charges ain't gonna do shit. Like, those charges aren't gonna do shit, in my opinion. Like, I feel like that's just posturing. That's just posturing, Mike. Like, we know those aren't gonna do nothing. But in order to say, hey, I did this, and I did this, and I filed these charges, and I did this, it looks good. Because it's like, look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing for the fucking Carriers. But in reality, it's just like it's just a waste of papers. You know why? Because in Boston, that's when there was a chance. That's when that chance to get that motherfucker Renfro out was there. But it didn't happen. And we all know why it didn't happen, because motherfuckers got their heads in the sand. So he's still there. And it's probably going to be 2026 when that shit gets decided. And, if Mike does stay in the race, fucking more power to him. But, fuck, man. Running for president, all these people that run for president and stuff, that shit's not cheap. Like, that shit is not cheap. And on top of that, like, you can't play fucking 5-on-5 with just yourself. Like, I don't know. Unless he's got some rabbits, unless he's got rabbits in the hat. Mike Copperfield. Man, maybe he's got some shit we ain't seen coming. But that's my opinion on Mike Cariff. I don't really like he would vote for Renfro again, regardless. Like, I don't know. I'm not feeling that. Like, that motherfucker came in your house and burglarized your house. And you're just going to give him the key to the house again and say it's all good. Because the other guy fucking sued the fucking police department. Oh, man. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. I also listened to Ron Speakman and Richie Ray and Bill Krebel on Hot House. And that was a good fucking podcast. I listened to that on the route, and man, it got me halfway through. Man, cool podcast. It had the backstory of Ron Speakman. He got hurt. I fucking didn't even know. I had no idea. But God, he's a good speaker. Ron Speakman, holla, give me a shout out, Ron. 3 the hard way, you guys out there, man, fucking killing it. Then you had Bill, running for. Bill, what are you running for in PA? He's on the CLC ticket. Alicia's in the other room singing. But damn, I didn't know Bill blew his ankle out in the snow. Learn all kind of stuff. But man, they got some passion, man. They got some passion. And that was just a fun podcast to listen to. Good backstories. The backstories were pretty dope. I like that. And then I listened to the Ron Speakman with Kemitra Lewis. And that was really good too. If you get a chance to listen to it, it's the latest one. So give it a listen to. She's very good. She's very smart. She knows her shit. And man, you know what? Like, the more you listen to these podcasts on like the Postal podcast, and it's just fucking so swampy. Like, the Good Old Boys Club, like, they talk about like the division and like the unity in the office between carriers and stuff, and it's like the same story in a lot of these offices, and that everybody's trying to figure it out. Like, man, what is it? What is it? Like, what's going on? Like, why is there so much division? And My honest opinion on that is it's because you have is generations, like you have a change of generation, uh, the age gaps in the post office, and values are different. You got motherfuckers that grew up like, in the 80s, like me. I was born in 76 and I got all these gray hairs and shit. But I grew up in the 80s, when you still fucking got your fucking values, Like your parents still fucking whipped you and fucking beat you up when you did some shit wrong. I remember I asked my dad in junior high, like, hey, Dad, can I buy a yearbook? And he was like, yeah, let me think about it. And I was like, how much is it? And I was like, it's $15. $15? What do you need it for? I thought, I don't know, it's nice to have, my classmates. So anyway, my dad wrote me a check for $15. And my dad was old school, man. He was fucking old school. Like, man, he was old school. But he wrote me a check for $15. And I was supposed to go to like homeroom. I was supposed to go to homeroom and turn in this $15 for the yearbook. And it was a Friday. And I fucking forgot. Man, because you know how busy you are in fucking junior high? You know how busy you are in junior high running around and shit? Like, fuck, playing basketball and fucking running from class to class. And, man, I forgot to go to homeroom. Fuck, dude. But I forgot. And my dad went to go play tennis. He was a tennis player, on the weekends and during the week. But on that Sunday, he went to go play tennis. And he got home from playing tennis. And I was taking his shoes off for him. And he looks at me and he says, Did you turn the money in for that yearbook? And I looked at him and I was like, yes, sir. And he reached into his pocket. And he was wearing the jacket that I wore to school, a Fila jacket. I remember it was a Fila jacket, red, white, and dark blue. He reached into the pocket, the inside pocket, and he pulled out a check that was made out to Springstown Junior High for like $15. And I got my fucking ass kicked, dude, for $15. And it wasn't even for $15. It was because I lied and said I turned it in. So, like, when we're talking about, like, when we're talking about growing up in different eras and, your parents fucking instill and putting the fear of God in you and, like, morals and, like, your moral compass. Like, that shit was real. It was fucking real. Really real. Where, like, now, there isn't. You got people that grew up in, like, the 90s or 2000s, and they don't give a shit. Like, there is no fucking morals. It's just not. And that's where we're at right now. You like the division thing? Like, we're divided for sure. Do we have to be? Nah. But we're divided. And it has nothing to do, I don't even think it really has nothing to do with the union. Why we're divided is it's not even a union thing. Like, if you look at fucking the Facebook or Instagram or any social media, like, we're divided on that too. Like, we're divided as humans, like now. Like, so you can't really say like, oh, the carriers are divided. You got, like, fucking people are divided. So that's where I'm gonna leave that. Like, like, we can't like we can't we can't what's the word I'm looking for? We can't just fucking say, oh, it's because the union and the people that aren't in the union, and people don't care about fucking one another at work. Like, I feel like that's the world right now. People don't care about each other, and that's a very sad thing. Like, it doesn't even have to do with fucking NALC. But there is that Good Old Boys Network, and that shit is for real. And when you talk about like the Good Old Boys Network, like I've seen firsthand the Good Old Boys Network. Like, that shit is, it is what it is. I see it in my own office. Like, there's that good old boys fucking mentality. And God damn, I forget what podcast it was. It might have been Richie Ray's. But if it wasn't Richie Ray's, it was fucking Corey's, where they talk about these branches. Some of these branches, the less people that come to the meetings, the better. Like, that way they could just keep that system, They don't have to be transparent. You don't have to be transparent when nobody's looking, But once people start looking, then it's like, then they have to try to be transparent. But I don't know. With my branch, like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. I don't have any hate on my branch. It is what it is. Like, all you can do is ask. All you could do is ask to be a part of your branch. And, if your president doesn't want you involved, or if he doesn't want, if you ask to be an alternate and you get turned away, and you ask to be a steward and you get turned away, it is what it is. Like, whether you donate to fucking Lick Piff or not, like, so what if you don't donate to the Letter Carrier Political Fund? That doesn't mean I'm not going to fight for everybody, or you're not going to fight for everybody in your office. And I think that's just a bullshit way out. There's a lot of branches out there. There's a lot of branches out there that just, they put in young people. They put these they recruit young people with fresh legs to get in there. That way they can fucking mold them the way they want. Like, they won't push back. There's no pushback. You're getting a fresh ball of clay, and you could just mold them to what you think is right, and what you say is right, and what you want them to do, and what you want them to say. And man, by the time you're done, you just have a mini me, And in a lot of these branches, man, you're just seeing mini me's of the branch president, all the way down your whole executive fucking board is a mini me's. Like, that's what it is, and that's what I think it is. And I think that's what's going on, like, all over the country. And then on top of that, you just have people that don't want to fucking carry mail. Like, like, fuck, why should I carry mail? Like, when I could fucking I could just do union shit. Um, that's fucking one of the main reasons. Like, I don't want to fucking carry mail. Let me just go to the union hall. Oh, let me go to the fucking union hall today. I'll ask for union time and fucking just eat lunch and fucking hang out till it's time to go home and do a couple things down there. Fuck carrying mail. And that's one of the reasons too. But it is what it is. And that's just the system. So when you look at National and how they're pieces of shit in National, you know, all that pieces of shit, lazy motherfucking shit, it just trickles down into like the local levels because it's monkey see, monkey do. And that's probably that's what I'll call this episode, monkey see, monkey do. Oh, monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, because, man, they're just doing what they see. And it turns into like a whole fucking... It gets real swampy out there. But I did see Kamitra. Like, man, like when Ron Speakman was interviewing her about the guy David that got fired from the post office. He was removed, and then she fought for him to get his job back, and you know, he died because, you know, he wasn't working and couldn't afford his diabetes medicine. That shit was fucking crazy. And man, my hat's off to Kamitra. Like, that's a salute. You get a... Man, that's big time. That's big time right there. Like, and she won. She fucking won she won that case. Like, just God, what was the term? What was the term? It was justice in death. Like, how many motherfucking branch presidents can fucking put that on their fucking resume? Justice in death. Eugene Gates. You know what I mean? David. Man, she's got all kind of, like, she's got casualties of fucking war over there in her. Man, justice in death. That shit was huge. I was like, geez, man, Kamitra. And then Ron Speakman went on to, you know, they were talking about CCAs, and Ron Speakman was like, CCA, I have an abbreviation for that, and it's Collusion, Corruption, Association. And I was like, fucking mind blown, dude. Fucking what? What? Collusion, Corruption, Association. I'm all, yeah, that's fucking dead on. You think? And once again, that's what you have. My opinion. In my opinion, that's why you have, when you have organizations holding the amount of money that we hold, and that goes for NALC, and that goes for the USPS, and that goes for any organization. If you're talking millions of dollars in those accounts and bank accounts and whatever the fuck, you're gonna have fucking all that shit. And I don't, fuck, if I step on toes by saying like the corruption in the NALC, it's facts, dude. There's, man, the corruption in the local level, you know, the collusion on the local level. Like, you know, if the NALC if the NLC, if the NALC, if they just got paid by volume, uh, like the amount of grievances they put out a month, or the amount of wins, like, oh, I fucking won this many cases this month, or uh, your winning percentage, or you know the amount of grievances you did in a week. If you got paid for like each one, that actually fucking this sounds stupid, right? But like, if we could pay union members, or not union members, but union officers, like stewards, by volume and not by like a set amount, like you're gonna make $250 for the year if you're a steward, okay? And you just got to come to 75% of the meetings. If you come to 75% of the meetings, you're going to get paid $250. Like, if that was out the window and you were like, you got paid by fucking volume, like a barber, like, I'm getting paid by the cuts. God, you know how different it would be? But just to be like, oh, you're going to get paid this amount, and that's all, you just do whatever. It would probably change a lot of shit. But we know that'll never happen. But you're always going to have fucking corruption and collusion. Because we're dealing with a lot of fucking money. There's too much money in everybody's pockets, you know? What else were they talking about? Man, he talked about, like, he had a rant on, like, racism. Racism in Kamitra's her region. And I think that's true. I think there is a lot of racism. I think there is a lot of racism. I'm not sure how deep the racism goes in Kamitra's region, but I do believe she's fucking more than qualified. I do believe she's more than qualified to be James Henry's vice president. And yeah, but when Speak was talking about the racist people, it's funny because I thought back to Boston, and I was like, when was it Chris Jackson was talking to Renfro, like that whole back and forth fucking on the charges. I was like, damn, get him, fucking get him. I was like, get that motherfucker, get that motherfucker, get that motherfucker, get him, Chris Jackson, get that motherfucker. But I thought the same, man. And that's just me, you know what I mean? I thought racism too back then. Like, man, a lot of these people are gonna fucking save fucking Renfro because he's fucking white. But man, crazy times. But Kamitra, I say, man, it's an easy choice. It's an easy choice. But I was surprised because I had heard another name that was out there floating for VP, but I guess that fell through. I'm gonna wait for one of the fucking three the hard ways to bring that up. On who that, if it will come up, I don't know, but that was like big news on Fed Up. They announced Kamitra as VP. Man, so fucking let's fucking get it. The Letter Carrier Political Fund. I donated to Colsep. I think that was Letter Carrier Political Fund back in the day, but I donated to that shit for like 15 or more years, like $5 a paycheck or some shit. And then one day I was like, what the fuck is this $5 fucking coming out of my check, dude? Where the fuck what is this? Is this like a fucking stock? And it was fucking Colsep. And I was like, God damn it. I canceled it. Like, man, eggs are expensive right now. Nah, I canceled it all before I canceled it a couple years ago. But my thing is with the fucking political fund, like, I get your guys' points, like, you know, lobbying and fucking, we got to get the people, you know, in Congress, or, you know, we got to get these people, you know, on our side, you know, to fight for us. And my ass is like, man, I'm giving $40 from my fucking brand, my local. A lot of carriers are giving $40, you know, for their union dues, and we can't even get shit settled on a fucking local level. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck am I gonna give fucking any money to fucking the Letter Carrier Political Fund, and I'm paying $40 and can't even get a local fucking decision fucking taken care of, and it's some cases taking 3 years. Like, shit is sitting for fucking 3 years before some shit's done about it. Like, you want to fucking grease these fucking politicians, and they say, oh, it's bipartisan. It's bipartisan, you know, like, but we all know it's fucking Democrat. Like, just keep it real. Like, we'll just keep it fucking all the way real. Like, your money goes to what is it? The AFL-CIO? And Bingo was his name-o? And then they'll fucking distribute who they're fucking gonna distribute it to? Like, it's the same thing that fucking Corey talks about. Like, let's keep our fucking ass out of fucking, you know, the politics side, even when it's presidential. Like, we've decided to fucking endorse fucking Bugs Bunny and fucking Porky Pig. Like, fuck, why? Let's fucking not. Let's stay out of it. Always, like, that whole Colsep shit back in the day. Like, do you guys want to lick envelopes? If you don't want to lick envelopes, just donate like $5. Like, all right, here's $5. I'm not fucking licking envelopes. That's like asking a mailman if he wants to go hiking on the weekend. Fuck no, I don't want to go hiking on the weekend. I hike all day. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Like, if you donate to the Lick Piff, keep donating to the Lick Piff. Like, that's for you. Like, it's not for me. It's not for everybody. Like, you know, maybe if I want to be a steward, I'll fucking donate to Lick Piff, because, you know, stewards are held to a fucking higher standard, so they have to fucking donate to Lick Piff if you want to be one. Okay. Yeah, fuck that shit. Anyway, but yeah. Fuck, interesting. It was fucking an interesting week. Man, and tomorrow's Monday, so there'll be some new podcasts out there. Hopefully, fucking Corey, what's up, my brother? Hopefully, you'll fucking bring that 3-1 count. Dig in. Corey's getting his feet set, waiting on the pitch. Here's the wind up. Oh. Back. Gone. I'm sure he'll hit a home run tomorrow if he does a podcast. Richie Ray. Keep going, dude, with the hot house, dude.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. Let me just sip my coffee. Yeah, just sip of my coffee. So we're gonna talk a little bit about why
Man, I'm listening to these podcasts, man. Pretty soon I'm gonna start fucking getting these invitations down. But anyway, those are my thoughts. And God, it is what it is. Son of a bitch. Yeah. But anyway, everybody out there, I hope you guys have a fucking wonderful fucking week. Have a wonderful week. I'm off tomorrow, but I'm gonna be joining the fight on Tuesday, Advo Day. But I want to give a shout out. I'm gonna give my shout outs. Kenneth Sell, what's up, brother? Hang in there. Hang the fuck in there, bro. I see you, bro. I fucking see you. Brandon, I see you too, bro. Fucking Tammy, fucking, I'm so happy you're retired. And Rachel out there in Nashville, what is up? Amanda, what's up? Christian, Ocho, what's up? Aaron, San Diego, I see you. And man, I think me and Leisha, we're gonna head down to fucking Austin that week in May. So man, if you're in Austin, man, fucking we'll probably see you out there. We're just gonna be bumming around downtown. Hopefully we'll see a comedy show at the Mothership, eat some barbecue, and then come on back. Bobby Peace the third, what's up, my brother? Oh man, Chris Reed, what's up, brother? See you too. Oh man, who else is out there, dude? David Grosskopf, I see you too, brother. Man, stay busy. You guys are staying active. Stay busy. Lewis Scott with the stocks. Let them know. Let them fucking know. Dylan Joyen Star Cates, what's up? I see you too. Dustin Shidla, thanks for the call. It's always good chopping it up with people around the fucking country while you're working. But yeah, you guys have a good fucking week, and I'm gonna holler at you. Holla. Thank you for listening to The Comfort Stop.